I am a cat person. I have always been more of a cat person in my life, and throughout my life I have just found that I like cats better than dogs. Hello everyone, this is AruvaChan, and I wanted to say if you are enjoying my videos, then to subscribe and leave a like. And if you're interested, I've got a Discord where we can all chat together. It's down in the description. So I'm not saying that dogs aren't great, because I have a dog. I have a family dog, and I love her. She's super cool. She's super chill. No, I'm not saying that dogs aren't great. Cats are just easier for me to understand than dogs. You know, I never really thought anything of cats when I was really, really young because I had never really seen any animal except for a dog. And all that changed when I was about 4 years old. Me and my family, we took a trip up to our extended family way out in the country. It was like a few hours away, so we didn't really visit very often. And I got my first glimpse at what a cat was. Well, a bad glimpse. I met a horrible, horrible cat named Patches. Now, Patches was an old, mean, and feral cat that my cousins had brought into their home. She was mean and hissed and scratched anybody who would come near her. And the only exception was my one oldest cousin, who she trusted. I wasn't really a fan because I was very young, and I'd never seen a cat before. And I wanted to kind of investigate, like, what's going on? What's this thing? Like, ooh, this is new. So I ended up locking myself and Patches in my one oldest cousin's room, and I locked us in there together. And I wanted to work out, like, what is this thing? Like, can I be friends with it? Like, what's going on? And I was very young, very stupid, so she wouldn't let me pet her, and I wanted her to let me pet her, and if I could just get her to let me pet her, I would be satisfied, and I'd leave her alone. Like, simple as that. So I got very close to her, very close, and I took her silence as an okay to get closer and go in, for the pet. And I reached closer and closer and closer, and she started to, like, lean back. And I didn't know at that point, but I know now. Like, if you are a cat person, you also know this, that is a warning sign. Like, don't touch me. Like, that's the cat leaning back saying, no, 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 I don't want to be touched, without, becoming mean. So I got very close, and I didn't know the warning signs with this cat. And she reared her little paw back and scratched me on my arm, and I think my face too. And I flung the door open, and I ran downstairs, and I cried. I said the cat scratched me, and it was mean, and blah, 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 like everything. And I didn't know, that kind of stuff would happen, because I didn't know what a cat was. I didn't know what a cat was. And, I now knew that she wasn't the friendliest animal, and I kind of stopped going near her. So that was that for that time. We went home. We traveled all the way back home. And I kind of went around, with my life, and I kind of forgot about the whole cat thing. But the next time we took a family trip up to the countryside, I saw something amazing. Patches had given birth to kittens. Oh my gosh, a load of kittens. There were so many. There were kittens everywhere. It was like Christmas morning in the middle of July. Now these kittens were running around everywhere, and they just seemed kind of as curious as I was. Like, oh my gosh, they're so small, they're so soft. Like, so I did what any sensible, 6-year-old does or 7-year-old does, and I went over and I picked one up. And it was amazing. It was this tiny, fluffy, swirling, like, baby. And I was in love. And, it took a few tries, but I found a kitten who would sit still and it purred. Oh my gosh. It was like I found heaven in my arms. I'd never felt so happy with a tiny animal in my hands. And I wanted one. Now, when I was younger, I lived in a rental house, and that rental house did not allow animals in the house. Like, the landlord didn't want anything that could, like, make the house smell, or, oh, that's, I can hear my dog kind of crying. My landlord didn't want anything that could make the house smelly, which is understandable. But I really, really wanted this cat. So I'm sensible. I'm a sensible young little kid. I write a letter to my parents. I read a letter. Dear Mom and Dad, I have no friends. Like, that's literally how it went. That's literally how it went. I was lying. I have no friends. If I could have a cat, I wouldn't be so lonely. Like, that's the kind of stuff I put in the letter. Like, it was a long letter to my parents. But to no avail. It was trying to convince them, but it did not work because I was, not, understanding the rules of the house. But they can't change that, so they're like, no. Like, no cat. Which I was sad. But, happens. So they wouldn't break the rules for me there. But I did get a fish. Now, it's not the same as a cat, but it's something. Eventually, we packed all our stuff up and we moved. We moved on to the next place. A new town, a new school, a new life, a new future. We moved in late fall, and it was getting really close to Christmas, and I was like watching some cat video and saying how, oh my gosh, this cat is so cute. Look, it's got a little bow tie. Like, ooh, wouldn't a little tuxedo cat be so nice? Like, tuxedo cats are the black and white cats. Wouldn't that be so cute? And my parents had said something about, they were like, no cats. Like, no cats. This is a brand new house, no cats. And, like, I was heartbroken. I really wanted a cat. We finally had a house where we could, have animals, and they already said no. Like, so sad. I was sad. I was really sad, but, like, I had accepted the fact that I didn't have a cat and that I wasn't going to have a cat because I hadn't had a cat my entire life before this, so why would I have a new cat now? And I just accepted the fact that I wouldn't have a kitten. But even though I really wanted one. So, however long, a certain amount of time has passed. Like, we moved in late October, November, something. And it was very, very close to Christmas at this point. And my parents and my brothers had come back from some sports event that I was not, I don't like sports, so I don't go to sporting events anymore. Like, my brothers took me out all their games. I wasn't for it at that point. Like, I was done. I was in middle school and I was done. So my parents, they walk up to me and they're like, oh, we got you an early Christmas present. And my dad was like, oh, it might be something you need or something like that. And I opened it up and it was like a box. It was like a box. Like, it was like a purple, like, tray of some sort. And written on the back, like, there was a little sticker on the back and it had a kitty cat on it. It had a little kitten on it. And it said litter box. It was a litter box. And I looked up at them really excited. And my mom pulled out a little teeny tiny black kitty from her coat and handed him right to me. Oh my gosh, I was so happy. I can't even tell you how happy I was. It was probably the best present I think I could have ever received in my entire life. And I was so happy just watching this little kitten walk around in my living room and like play with the little, you know, parts of the tree that had fallen off, and I had felt more complete and happy than I had ever felt before. And as he got older, I watched him grow, and I started to understand cats, like all the warning signs a cat could give you, all the ways a cat could love you, and there really isn't anything better than having a cat come up to you or come over to you and lay on your lap and put, you know, their little paw on your arm and then like look back at you and like close their eyes. Oh my gosh, that's why I'm a cat person. I just love them so much. No words can describe how much I love them. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please make sure to leave a like. It really does help me. And if you enjoy what I'm doing, think about subscribing. I upload a new video every Friday. Alright? Until next time, bye!